This video will cover an action-packed thriller movie titled Sleepless, and as always, there will be spoilers ahead. Sit back and enjoy the recap. The film kicks off with an intense car chase set in Las Vegas. A group of masked men chase down a vehicle until they crash it into a pole. Two men armed with shotguns demand, "Open the boot," but another car arrives, and a gunfight erupts between the two groups. One of the men is identified as Vincent. After an exchange of gunfire, their enemies approach with guns drawn. Sirens in the distance prompt both groups to flee in their vehicles. Vincent and his partner do the same and speed through the streets. The masked man turns out to be Sean. When they check the duffel bag, they find 25 kilos of cocaine, worth about $8 million. Later, Vincent heads home and receives a call from a woman reminding him to take his son to his game. It is revealed that Vincent is actually a police officer with a conspiracy wall full of names in his home. The next day, a woman steps out of Internal Affairs and speaks to Ruby. Bryant, who works for Internal Affairs, seems to have stumbled into a meth lab and was assaulted. Bryant suspects a dirty cop is involved and receives a call about government-issued bullets found at a crime scene. Lieutenant Vincent enters the police station, where the captain is briefing the team on last night's shooting. Vincent volunteers himself and Sean to take the case. He later tells his partner that whoever controls the case controls the evidence. The two arrive at the crime scene and begin investigating. Bryant approaches Vincent, introducing herself, and questions why he's leading the case. Vincent lies and walks away. Suspicious, Bryant tells her partner Dennison that Vincent is lying.
Vincent heads to the hospital to see his ex-wife, who is frustrated with his constant lateness. He picks up his son Thomas and takes him to his game. On the way, tension arises as it's revealed that his ex-wife's new partner is moving in. Vincent brushes off the family drama as complicated. When they park, Thomas finds a gun in the car's glove box and starts playing with it, only to be interrupted by a group of men who kidnap him and stab Vincent. Unable to act, Vincent receives a call from Rubino, who demands his 25 kilos of coke back and warns that Novak is coming in 3 hours to collect. If Vincent doesn't deliver the drugs, Thomas will be exchanged instead. Vincent grabs his gun and takes off. Meanwhile, Bryant is digging for more information on Vincent without proper authorization. Vincent heads to the bathroom to treat his wound. When Sean asks what happened, Vincent explodes, revealing that they didn't just steal from Rubino, they stole from Novak. Sean tries to calm him down. As night falls, a man is strung upside down while others fire baseballs at him. Novak arrives and takes care of the snitch in his own brutal way. Novak, angered by the DEA raiding his stash house, blames Rubino, the small-time dealer from whom he had to source the drugs. Novak orders his men to silence the snitch permanently, while Thomas screams for someone to rescue him. Dina, Vincent's ex, calls, asking about Thomas. Vincent lies, saying they had an argument, and Thomas ran off. He quickly ends the call and notices that someone is following him. At Rubino's luxury high-rise, Vincent arrives at the parking garage with Bryant discreetly tailing him. Vincent heads up with his duffel bag, unsure where to go. Security notices him, and Bryant continues her pursuit. Meanwhile, Novak calls Rubino, confirming everything is ready. Vincent stashes the cocaine and his gun in the bathroom ceiling but leaves 2 keys in the bag. Security escorts him to Rubino, unaware of the hidden drugs. Bryant follows and questions security about Vincent's activities in the bathroom. She begins searching the area and finds the gun and the coke-filled duffel bag. Rubino demands to know where Vincent's goods are, and Vincent claims they're outside. Thomas is brought into the room as Rubino berates Vincent for causing such a mess, warning that if Novak or his father finds out, they'll all be digging their own graves. Rubino gives Vincent 10 minutes to retrieve the rest of the stash. However, Bryant takes the duffel and exits the building, calling Dennison to inform him of her find. He criticizes her for not leaving it in place and heads over. Meanwhile, Novak shows up, catching Bryant off guard. Rubino also sees Novak's arrival and tells Vincent to get the drugs and meet him in his office. As the two dealers meet, Vincent spots Bryant in the distance and hurries to the bathroom. Security informs him the lady cop already took the stuff. Vincent enlists the guard's help and climbs into the ceiling to hide. Rubino tries to stall Novak, but it's no use, and they head to his office. Novak gets agitated, grabs a golf club, and starts hitting balls around the room, explaining his father's influence. He demands his 25 kilos of cocaine, expressing frustration with Rubino's failure to deliver such a simple batch. Bryant hides the duffel bag in a locker while Rubino's security searches for Vincent in vain. Bryant informs her partner that several high-profile individuals are present at the building. Dennison suggests getting a judge involved, but Bryant is impatient, wanting to arrest both Novak and Vincent right away. Vincent, who changed clothes, gets another call from his ex-wife. He lies, saying he hasn't found Thomas yet. Bryant taunts Vincent over the phone, but he slams it shut. Vincent finds a stash of sugar, wraps it up to resemble the cocaine, and places it in a new bag. He heads to the bar, asking for the finest bottle, supposedly requested by Rubino. Vincent finally reaches Rubino's room. Rubino is displeased, and when one of the men searches the bag, Vincent warns that narcotics officers are in the building, flashing his police badge. Everyone is stunned. At that moment, the bartender knocks on the door and the group thinks it's the police. Rubino reveals a secret exit for Novak to flee. Novak escapes and opens the bag in his car, discovering it's filled with sugar. Furious, he prepares for revenge, while Vincent retrieves his son and makes a quick getaway. Novak returns to confront Rubino, but Rubino begs for more time. Rubino's security catches up to Vincent and Thomas, while Bryant watches the scene unfold. Vincent tells Thomas that he's been working undercover for 2 years, and nobody knows. Security pursues them, and a fight ensues. Despite his injuries, Vincent fights back, slicing his attacker and flipping him before escaping. Novak receives a call from his father, who gives him 4 hours to recover the 25 keys or he'll return from vacation to wreak havoc. Novak puts every cop on his payroll on high alert. Meanwhile, the security guard grabs Thomas and runs off. Rubino informs Novak and the two share a tense conversation. Novak slides a box to Rubino, who opens it to reveal a body part, prompting him to vomit. Novak gives Rubino 1 hour to complete the job. Credits. Vincent steals some ID while Bryant and Dennison search the entire building, coming up empty. Dennison insists on submitting the evidence and starting the investigation in the morning, and Bryant finally agrees. As she heads to the escalators, she spots Vincent and chases him to level 26. Inside the room, they fight, both sustaining injuries. Vincent pins Bryant in an armlock, explaining that he's an undercover cop. She doesn't believe him, even when he reveals details about her failed bust and Sean's role as a courier for Novak. Vincent forces her to disclose where she hid the bag and rushes to retrieve it. Meanwhile, Thomas is confronted by Rubino, who breaks his fingers with a fire extinguisher. Thomas finds an escape route and grabs a phone along the way. Bryant contacts Dennison to warn him while Vincent attempts to access the locker but finds it empty. Dennison arrives, holds Vincent at gunpoint and tries to arrest him, leading to a brutal fight that sends both men into a pool. Vincent knocks Dennison unconscious but saves him from drowning. Thomas calls his father and Vincent assures him he's on his way. However, Rubino is watching, having set him up. Sean arrives to help Vincent, but a gunman appears and 2 bullets are fired, one killing the gunman and the other hitting Sean. Dina calls, asking where her son is. Vincent reassures her that everything he's done is for her and Thomas. However, Vincent is stunned when he realizes Sean was working with Dennison. He listens to a voicemail revealing Dennison's involvement and the impending collapse of their entire operation. Dennison finds Sean's body and finishes the job, instructing Bryant to wait for backup, leaving her confused. Dennison meets with Novak and they exchange threats, but Novak ultimately spares him. Novak reconnects with Rubino just as Vincent arrives. A fight breaks out, Rubino is beaten, and Vincent finally kills the pursuing security guard. Novak fires at Vincent but misses. Vincent hijacks a car and escapes. Rubino is arrested by Bryant. Vincent drives the car into the garage, ramming through the gate, while Novak's men try to trap him. Vincent hands the wheel to Thomas and jumps into the enemy car, eliminating the driver and another man, then taking out the car chasing them. Novak enters the garage, filling it with smoke bombs, creating a chaotic, low-visibility zone. Dina arrives and Thomas hides under a car as Novak fires wildly. Dina cautiously approaches, hearing gunfire, and draws her weapon. Novak's guard spots Thomas, but Vincent intervenes. A vicious fight ensues, leaving Vincent wounded. Thomas hijacks a truck, but Vincent is choked out. Before the guard can finish the job, Thomas saves his father.
Dina kills another approaching guard as Novak continues shooting. The family hides behind cars as Novak demands his cocaine. Vincent surrenders, claiming to know where the drugs are, but Novak opens fire. Vincent shoots back, and Dina rushes to get her medical supplies. Novak falls dead. Rubino is taken into custody, and Dina and Thomas try to stop Vincent's bleeding. Vincent tells Thomas to play the last voicemail on his phone. Bryant answers, and Vincent plays the message, exposing Dennison's betrayal. Bryant turns to confront Dennison, but he shoots her in the chest. Rubino panics, but Dennison assures him he's working for Novak, only to shoot him moments later. The police car carrying them crashes, killing the officers. Dennison is helped to his feet, claiming Rubino grabbed his gun, but Bryant survives and crawls out, ordering his arrest. Bryant is taken to an ambulance, and Vincent is rushed to surgery. Dina gives Thomas his father's watch. The next morning, Vincent wakes up, thanks Bryant for her help, and they share a light moment. As Bryant leaves, Novak's father calls, and DEA agents answer the phone, addressing him as boss. The movie ends. Thanks for staying with us until the end.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more movie recaps.